Hardy, what happened last night? What happened, huh?
Well, there's a lot of conversation going on about Calvin Ridley, and before anything went down, Mike Giardi, who will join us later, was on Andrew Callahan's podcast. He had this to say about the situation regarding Calvin Ridley and the Patriots.
He's not, look, at best he's a low-end one, probably more like a high-end two, like maybe the best two in the league, one of the best twos in the league. But where you are right now, with the amount of money you have, with the way the cap continues to trend, like, I don't really care. I think they need to do it.
And that was the prevailing theory among a lot of Patriots watchers, analysts, fans, is like, you got to do it. You got to go get that guy. Calvin Ridley has to be a Patriot, and it was generally believed to be down to the Patriots, who were the front runners, or the Jaguars, which was maybe a little bit more likely. And then out of nowhere.
All right.
You want a bombshell?
Lay it out, brother.
You want a bombshell, Rhett?
Let's have one.
Here we go. Sources say the Tennessee Titans are signing Jaguar star receiver Calvin Ridley. Listen to this massive deal. 4 years, $92 million for Calvin Ridley. $50 million fully guaranteed in this deal. Calvin Ridley turns 30 this season.
So that ended up being a $23 million AAV on the deal with Tennessee. Burt Breer reported that the Patriots offer was $22 million per year, and the Jaguars were right around $20. So the money was going to be better in New England, but you factor in the taxes in Florida, so maybe that would have been closer to a wash or even a better deal in Florida. And then out of nowhere, the Titans come in, $50 million guaranteed on a $92 million contract that will pay Calvin Ridley $23 million a year. He is a Tennessee Titan.
It's not even about the fact that he signed somewhere else and the Patriots missed out on a good number 2 wide receiver. This guy chose to catch passes from Will Levis instead of coming here. That's what bothers me. That it's more the pecking order where the Patriots are. I realized they had fallen, but this is an insult with the money being just about equal.
He's 29 years old. He is now the 10th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And everyone thought it was going to be a contender. Remember, Ridley missed the 2022 season because of gambling.
Mm-hmm.
He joined the Jaguars last year and had a productive season with 1,016 yards, ranking 24th among wide receivers. He drew a league-high 129 yards worth of pass interference penalties. Among the 117 wide receivers who ran at least 200 routes, Ridley ranked 59th in yards per route run. You could have had him. He says the best-case scenario for him is probably landing a deal similar to Tyler Lockett's 4 years, $69.2 million extension, $17.3 million per. But it's possible that Ridley will have to settle for a contract that's a tier below that one. His best role is probably a high-end number 2 receiver. This is who everyone desperately wanted and wanted to break the bank for. Calvin Ridley does what for you? How does Calvin Ridley make you better? I understand they have money to spend and that you spend money on tickets and that you want to go. Calvin Ridley goes, most likely becomes a malcontent. He's like the highest paid player on the team. And then you have a guy as a number 1 receiver that has no business being a number 1 receiver who is getting the ball from a rookie. Is he the best guy to work with him? It's not like he's this safety net of a player. I mean, he's a number 2 downfield receiver. That's not. I don't think that's even really great for your young quarterback. Let the Titans pay him. And by the way, yeah, like the cap's trending. Well, like I would rather have the money when there was a guy that I needed. You're locked up into Calvin Ridley. I'd rather have the money somewhere else. Again, say you signed Saquon Barkley, Calvin Ridley, and Kirk Cousins. What's your record this year?
9-8.
And if you make the play, you don't win the division.
No, you go to Buffalo or you go to Kansas City and you lose by at least 2 touchdowns.
And then 2 years from now, what pick in the draft do you have?
Pick 3.
Exactly.
Again, yeah. No, I'm on board with all of that. But ultimately, he chose to go catch passes from another rookie, second-year quarterback. I mean, Will Levis isn't, what is he, 23, 24? He barely can get out of his own way. He's not very good.
It's not a great option, but you don't even know who's going to be throwing passes for the Patriots. And the only thing that you could say with any degree of certainty right now is maybe Jacoby Brissett. So if you're looking at the landscape of what team to go to, I don't think the Titans are any.
Well, okay, let's also be honest that the Patriots aren't a destination. There's no one that's going to come to the Patriots because they want to play for the Patriots.
That's my point.
Which is probably another reason why it was a good idea to retain your own guys, because you're not just getting guys to come there as a favor anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to play in Tennessee. They offered him more money. They guaranteed him $50 million. So he's a guaranteed $50 million, but they have money to spend. Yes, but and there's cap, and you can mitigate the cap, yeah, to some degree, but these positions get filled up. I'd be perfectly fine having Kendrick Bourne as my second receiver, drafting a receiver in the draft, and then drafting a receiver in next year's draft, and then hopefully being able to pick up like the best slot receiver 2 years from now or next offseason.
No.
And then you got a receiving core.